Hello children, today we will start with the lesson Abdul becomes a courtier. This lesson is in the form of a play. The characters in this play are Abdul, father, merchant, friend, emperor and minister. Now let us read and try to understand what this play is all about. Father, who is a schoolmaster, is getting ready to go to school. Abdul, father, to knowledge and erudition I aspire. To study hard and deep, books I require. Will you lend me a little gold? Books I'll buy and study to rise high in the world. Father, only the first half of the month has passed, but alas, the money doesn't last. Great books and manuscripts are so expensive. They are treasures rare and exclusive. But from my school, I will try to borrow books that will take you to a brighter tomorrow. Abdul, that will be great. How eagerly I wait. In the evening, when father returns, Abdul, how many books could you get? Oh, now my life will be all set. Father, I'm so sorry, son. Couldn't lay my hands on even one. Chorus. Poor Abdul is sad and dejected. Ponders why my wishes are thus rejected. Continues to do his daily chores. Reads borrowed books in tens and scores. An idea then crosses his mind to serve the rich and get paid in kind. Meanings: erudition, learning, scholarly work. Scarce, sets of 20. Your children, in the textbook it is given as scarce, but it is actually scores. The meaning is sets of 20. In kind, payment given in the form of goods or services and not money. Aspire, direct one's hopes or ambitions towards achieving something. Lend, grant the use of something on the understanding that it will be returned. Alas, used to express grief, pity. Exclusive, excluding or not admitting other things. Dejected, sad and depressed. Manuscripts, a book document written by hand. Expensive, costing a lot of money. Rare, not occurring very often. Borrow, take and use something belonging to someone else with the intention of returning it. Ponders, think about something carefully. Now Abdul says that he wants to gain knowledge, and for this he wanted some gold or money to buy books. Why did he want books? So that he can gain knowledge and gain status and high position in the world. His father says that he does not have any money to spare, but he will try to borrow books from his school. Abdul agreed, and he was eagerly waiting for the books. But when his father returned in the evening, he tells him that he was not able to get a single book. Abdul is sad, but he continues with his daily work and keeps reading borrowed books. Abdul thinks that if he works for someone who is rich, then he will get paid in kind. Abdul approaches a rich merchant. Abdul, I am a poor student. Give me a chance to serve. Observe my work. Pay only what I deserve. Merchant, you appear to be smart. Be my clerk. I'll pay you well if honestly you work. Some days pass. The merchant calls Abdul. Merchant, I am pleased with your work and loving care. You are indeed a gem quite rare. I'll give you a reward if your demand is fair. Abdul, excited. May I now read the books in your store? Quench my thirst for knowledge. I need nothing more. Days passed by. He learned and learned, gaining the knowledge for which he yearned. Philosophy, astronomy, Arabic and Persian. Abdul is the scholar, now is one in a million. Will he come to the emperor's notice? Will he be given an honorable office? Friend, news for you, Abdul. The emperor has answered your prayer. The royal Murgi Khana is now under your care. Abdul, what? The Murgi Khana? For me, a scholar? Intellectual, sagacious, astute, made a poultry keeper? Never mind, the chance I won't refuse. It is an opportunity I'll put to good use. Clerk, a person who keeps records, accounts, etc. Quench, satisfy. Office, position, responsibility. Prayer, here it means a request. Sagacious, wise. Astute, intelligent, one who knows how to use a situation to his advantage. Observe, notice or perceive something and register it as being significant. Deserve, to show qualities worthy of rewards or punishes as appropriate. Honestly, in a truthful, fair or honorable way. Fair, just or appropriate in the circumstances. Quench, satisfy one's thirst by drinking. Gaining, obtain. Honorable, bringing or deserving honor. Intellectual, possessing a highly developed intellect. Opportunity, a time or set of circumstances that makes it possible to do something. Abdul approaches a merchant for work who agrees to hire him as his clerk. The merchant is very happy with Abdul's work and decides to reward him. As his reward, Abdul takes permission from the merchant to read book from the merchant's store. Days passed and Abdul gained knowledge in a number of subjects. One day Abdul's friend comes and tells him that the emperor has noticed his work and has put him in charge of Murgi Khana. Abdul at first is not happy with this position, but he still decides that he will not refuse this position and this opportunity. He decides to use this opportunity and to do his best. Abdul worked with conviction, zeal, and passion. The hens were given a new kind of ration. The birds seemed to be in the pink of health, but nothing was spent from the emperor's wealth. Emperor, how is that? Why are we spending so little on our hens? Have most of them died in the pens? Minister, no, your majesty, they are alive and well. The secret of their health only Abdul can tell. Abdul enters and bows before the emperor. Emperor, how come you spend so little on our hens? How do you nourish them at no expense? Abdul, Jahapana, your humble servant feeds them well. Food from the royal kitchen, if I may tell. But only scraps and shells and kitchen waste. That's enough for the hens, they relish the taste. It's good for the health, see how they thrive. Waste not, want not, that's my drive. Emperor, interesting, young man. You seem to have brains. We put you in charge of the library for all your pains. Chorus. Oh no, not again. Only a keeper of books, and he wished to be a courtier. How sad he looks. Abdul. Never mind, I love books. I'll get down to work. I'll handle this well. My duties I won't shirk. Zeal, enthusiasm. To be in the pink of health, to be fit and fine. Passion, great feeling. Drive, an effort made to achieve a certain purpose. Brains, intelligence. Shirk, avoid. Conviction, a firmly held belief or opinion. Passion, an intense desire or enthusiasm for something. Secret, not known or seen or not meant to be known or seen by others. Nourish, provide with the food or other substances necessary for growth, health, and good condition. Expense, cost. Scraps, bits of uneaten food left after a meal. Relish, great enjoyment. Thrive, grow or develop well. Interesting, holding or catching the attention. Shirk, avoid or neglect duty. Humble, having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's importance. Abdul once again dedicates himself to his job. The emperor soon notices that the expenses on hens have reduced, and he questions his minister on this. The minister informs him that the hens are well and only Abdul knows the secret of their good health. When the emperor questions Abdul on the reduced expenditure on hens, Abdul tells him that he is feeding the hens leftover food and the waste from the kitchen. The hen likes the taste of this, and it also makes them healthy. The emperor is impressed with Abdul and now puts him in charge of the library. Once again, Abdul is disappointed. He wanted to become a courtier. Do you know who is a courtier, children? It's a person who attends a royal court as a companion or an advisor to the king or queen. But here we see once again Abdul takes up the position offered to him and makes the best of this opportunity. After 1 year, the emperor is looking at the books in the library. Emperor, what? All these books have such expensive jackets. Surely they have cost a fortune. Silks, brocades, and velvets? Abdul, no, your majesty, the expenses were none. Emperor, I can't believe it. Then how was it done? Abdul, your majesty, I observed that the formal request was sent to you in bags made of the fabrics best. When the papers were read, the bags were discarded. Why waste the silk velvet brocade? I demanded. The royal tailors made the jackets. Nothing did they take. Each book was dressed for your majesty's sake. Emperor, you have great merit. I'd realized much earlier. I'm happy to announce now you are my courtier. Chorus. Wits, brains, and perseverance helped Abdul achieve his aim. Patience, determination won him great name and fame. Brocade means rich fabric woven with gold or silver thread. Papers, official documents. Won him name and fame, it means he became a famous person. Merit, a good feature or point. Courtier, a person who attends royal court as a companion, advisor to the king or queen. Perseverance, persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. Patience, the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, problems, or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. Determination, firmness of purpose. Fame, the state of being known or talked about by many people, especially on account of notable achievements. Now, after a year, the emperor comes to visit the library, and he's surprised to see that the books are covered with expensive fabrics. He questions Abdul, who tells him that he has managed to cover the books without any expenses. Abdul had noticed that the request sent to the emperor was sent in bags which were made of expensive fabrics. These bags were thrown away after the papers were read. He took these bags and gave it to the royal tailors to make the covers. The emperor now realized that Abdul had good qualities which could be more useful if he was appointed as a courtier. Finally, Abdul gets his wish and he is appointed. This was possible, children, only because Abdul did not give up. He was patient and he kept on trying till he reached his goal. So children, with this we complete explanation for this lesson. Thank you for listening. Goodbye and take care.